Hello, it's Prince Easy, and let's have a little talk about random stuff. So, what has been happening to the energy industry is actually quite interesting because if you look back, really, energy has been the catalyst for most of the biggest events in human history. And every time we make a big step, I don't know, maybe it was fire, then we could melt iron, maybe it was fuel for propulsion and so on and so forth. Yeah. But we see this theme, and it's basically has become a weapon of the devil, as we have seen with the whole Nord Stream debacle, countries shutting off gas supplies to each other, and so on and so forth. Well, it is mainly influenced by technology. This trend that we are seeing is mainly influenced by technology. And one would think that with all these microchips, we would have acquired some sort of efficiency to reduce the amount of energy we consume using better forms of technology. But these geniuses that supposedly run the world, these maniacs, they know that this is some sort of matrix that they can use to instigate war, destabilizing countries, and this and that. Okay, so we need to be smart about this. People keep talking about, I don't know, reparations and this and that, but really, that's not what we need. Because if we, let's say these reparations come through, let's just assume, these supposed reparations come through, and we are trying to do big things, I don't know, like solve the water crisis, or I don't know, the power problem and this and that, and trying to find more environmental friendly technologies. You're gonna find out like 60% of those funds are gonna go back where they came from. So how about technology? How about that? How about technology? Because that's what they did to each other, right? That's what Japan, Israel, all of these countries have a upper hand, because even India, when it comes to engines, it was given to them by the British. They were allowed to produce those things. So it's all about allowing, and the system is set up like that. They feel like they're throwing us a bone or something. That's the inferiority complex that is going on in these people's minds, and some people actually support this regime, and and a couple dollars are thrown their ways, and they just lose their minds. And they do not want to solve things permanently. They want to keep a they do not want to find permanent solutions to issues. That's why it takes so long to get things done, because mostly we depend on their funding so they can stagnate our economies, and not only the funding but most importantly the technology. The technology, that's what's important. Okay, money does not solve anything. Okay, money does not solve anything, and I don't think money is the problem in Africa. I don't think so. There's enough money to get things done, but the issue is technology. If you go into the water sector, you find out that, I don't know, water meters, we import those. So basically, for whatever reasons, these manufacturers can be paid off, or even worse, market manipulation and this and that. It's like ule msemo wanasema, si tumeshika makali au umeshika mpini kind of situation. Yeah, but it's just an issue of strategically attacking and weakening their hold. Okay, and it starts with energy. Yeah, it starts with energy, and it goes on and on and on and on. But first, energy has to be secured. Okay, it has to be secured to run the water, to run the hospitals, to run everything. Power is that important. Okay, and we should invest more on power and have more serious people actually working on supplying power. And this can be done in a very short time. It's just a determination. It's the issue of determination. We have workers here, many people. It's just the issue of organization and leadership and this and that. It does not have to take years and years, unless it's all technology, all the funding is short. So we're back to where we were, right? And there's this stigma about video games that exists here in Africa, and I think it needs to die in order for us to have a edge in the technology industry. People don't realize, but the entire technology industry is literally driven by video games. It's literally driven by video games. Yeah, your TVs, okay, the most advanced monitors are actually video game monitors. The most advanced microchips are the microchips used for video games, specifically for video games. Even modern new technologies like VR are literally products of this industry called video games. And these cheap bastards have been using this market of video game buyers like myself and users like myself to actually just make a industry that actually sustains itself and feeds itself, right? And these people now have a grip and so much power that they can even hike the prices whenever they feel comfortable, but it's all about even propaganda, like I would say, Napoleon targets children, right? Even propaganda. If you get to them early, they're most likely to accept. Okay, so we need to some way have control over this, because right now the industry is quite level. It's just the issue of investment. It's just the issue of investment, and there's serious money in this industry, like serious money. So it's just something to think about, you know. So the whole situation in Congo, like here's what I've seen. Yeah, that place is mostly psyops and real life situations. But this is what I believe: success and failure of psyops, or basically any effort to destabilize peace anywhere, it is highly dependent upon the security forces. It's not about the people. The people are just victim of manipulation. Yeah, they're just victim of manipulation. They fall victim to their own, I don't know, emotional prejudices or whatever. But in reality, it's just a failure of the security forces, and it's embarrassing to hear that, I don't know, some soldier got drunk, got into a fight, went home and took a gun and started shooting people. That's very telling of the situation of the army over there. That's very telling of the situation of the discipline of the army over there. Yeah, so we might be out here complaining that the most genocidal people are actually the UN and how it conducts and how it handles situations all over Africa, or how, I don't know, internal forces handle situations internally. But if the perpetrators of these crimes are the security forces, the same people that invited you into their countries to work for them or to work with them, it's perplexing. It's perplexing to me, really. It is. So if you have a coordinated police and if you have a coordinated army, then most psyops just fall flat. It's just a matter of figuring out what is the intended outcome of a certain operation, okay, and handling it like a civilian, not like you know, it has become a taboo mostly in Africa. Like, people are scared of the people that are supposed to protect them, and that's not okay. Okay, so I think we should try to be decent people, because we are the symbol of protection, and if we are looked upon for such a important task that society has assigned, it is very serious, very, very serious. Okay, so Babylon paranoia going on in full-fledged as the system tries to save itself. Yeah, now everybody's crying out, migrants did that, migrants did that. Chinese migrants coming in from Mexico, the southern border. Not only that, these Chinese men are fighting age. They're coming into our country. We need to stop them. These Negroes. And now there's actual people are claiming that I've seen some footage of supposedly UN in New York. And these Muslims, these Arabs, And with between all of that, we have these Indians just taking over, strong. And people who notice this are questioning, like, like what happened to UK, for instance. Like, what happened? Their foreign policy is a manipulative type of policy. They're trying to use race and this and that to manipulate the Africans. That's what they're doing. Yeah, that's what they're doing. And it's quite unsettling, if you ask me, that they would think that the Africans are so stupid to not see through it. Yeah. Now it's more like a race type of situation, right? Those wounds that were inflicted upon the Africans during those years, those dark times, they seem to be flesh and not cured, because it is time for payback. And it's not gonna be pretty. It's not gonna be pretty. So buckle up. So this whole issue of slave Bible, you know, historians and most I don't know, activists regard Christianity as a form of ways of softening the hearts of Africa during slavery. Yeah. And well, we have gone into the deeper sense, into the spiritual perspective, to see that, okay, we, for our own sake, if we offered our own children to idols, these are the type of things that actually end civilizations. Yeah, it's the same thing, but now they're called supposedly abortions. And we see reports coming in from Europe, from countries not having new births for a month. I don't know if it's true. 3 months is what? And this trend is gonna continue as they program the youth. These big agendas are mainly for the youth. Yeah, that's why their heads is this young white angry girl. you know they need to convince the young people that, okay, we need to slow down on giving birth. That's what these all agendas are. They say that people are the problem. We have too many of good things. We are not dependent on the system anymore, and they need to lure us in by, I don't know, paying, buying everything. Well, it's just like infiltration of the government by these people and their agendas. So of course, they created a slave Bible, which somehow even justified what they did, right? But their punishment will change their hearts. Believe me, okay? They will know that we are the chosen. They will know that we are not special. We're just the ones to serve the Lord in places of leadership. That's it. And other people serve in other forms of services. But sabotaging us, and it's just making us stronger and learning of every weakness that this crooked system has. And now they're trying to push for, I don't know, currency, and I don't know, this ID that is connected to currency. Now they can track your purchases. Just like how, you remember that toilet paper situation. This shows the amount of power that these people wield over people's minds. What happened? Can even somebody explain to me what caused that frenzy? Okay? Because the people became the product. Okay? It wasn't about the toilet paper. It's about what these people convinced the people to go in this, I don't know. It was weird. And it was obviously a successful psyop, because the shelves went empty quick and people fought over toilet paper. Can you believe that? Okay, so I've come across this. I've seen some preacher talking about the Freemasons and somehow connecting them to Solomon's architects. And this architect supposedly started this organization because of some knowledge that he stole from being close to Solomon, and it basically involves that star over there, the star in the flag of those people who say they're Jews but not Jews, and supposedly this star was worn as the ring of Solomon, which he used to actually control demons. They literally say these things, and this preacher was saying this to his congregation as something like valid and solid and the truth. Like Solomon has this ring that could control demons. Why would Solomon want a demon? Why? That's my question. What was so important that Solomon had to work with these demons to make even a ring? He put on a ring every time to make a ring to control these supposed demons. The Star of David or this and that. This is just a lie. This star is connected to a demon. It has nothing to do with Judah. Nothing to do with Judah. Okay? And these people are targeting specifically the tribe of Judah, because they know kings come from Judah. So even the identity of the 12 tribes, they attack the tribe that will provide kings. So that's their attempt of stealing the whole situation by claiming that the two are one of the same, because now it brings into question the whole situation of ethnicity and how somehow this organization became white. How did this Freemason become a white situation while its roots were black? Yeah. So our shady history, right? So, this is the dilemma that we're talking about. And this is the double-edged tongue that we're talking about. One time they shut off the connectivity, and the other one they turn on their connectivity using their own satellite. And now, because he's afraid of not making money now, of course, it's going after your children, like I've said. Young people they don't give a damn about no politics. They just need results. Okay, so if you think what you say on those stages somehow makes you worthy, you're lying to yourself. You could care less. And of course, it keeps getting worse as the church fractures on its own weight. Okay, you choose to be subjugated to this person willingly. Okay, willingly. He could be evicted any time of his stupidity, but people just look at him and say, we must respect him, even though he's disrespecting our God. We are leaving him there because we are respecting him as a man. That's how fallen the whole situation has become. Now we are worshiping this guy. We are afraid of this guy than we are actually afraid of God. Imagine that. You tell me what the Lord is to do to the church. You tell me. Okay, you tell me. And I didn't create this situation. You made it for yourself. So you have to lay on the bed you made. Okay? As if we don't have enough problems. We have vanishing crafts out here, apparently. And of course, they're after your children. These pedophiles. They're after your children. Their teacher, the devil, has told them somehow abusing children and having sex with children, drinking their blood, somehow gives them power or something. So we gotta whoop their ass for just falling for that nonsense over there. Okay, people have been doing music for years. Why is it now so important that you sacrifice children so as to make a successful album? What the hell is wrong with these people? And of course, the saga continue. If you don't want to continue, you die. This is that rebellion spirit I've been talking about. I say devices for women to urinate standing up. They say 60% of men you sit down urinating. Where did they get the polls for this claim here? Of course, we had this conversation. Remember that time? That somehow you tried to justify the whole situation by using... That's a psyop. This is a psyop. Now the psyop is dead. Now look at this Negro here. Just embarrassing black people all over the world. Do you think he's representing the Lord? Or he's protecting his flock? No, he's a hypocrite. He's a hypocrite. And he's been placed there to support their agendas. And these people need to go. Need to go. Okay? And I'm not rude or anything. Sooner or later, you realize that they need to go. They need to be in jail or dead for their stupidity. Because young people listen to these people. People are lost these days, right? People have questions, and these people are not giving the right answers. They're just lying and digging deeper holes to destroy society from within and without. And we can't let that happen. Those people who know have the power are responsible to bring about changes and protect those people who don't know and are weak to actually implement anything. Even the whites now are facing racism, apparently. Okay, are you serious? You gotta get out of here. Eh? I told you, the psyop is not over. Look at these idiots. Look at them. They have lost their spirit, yet they believe that they have gained their spirit somehow. This is why I've been so hard on North Africa. This is the situation. You think that whole situation, I've told you that day, yeah, when I was talking about the situation in Sudan. Okay, I've told you about it's a race war. It's a race war and it's a race on resources. And now it has become even worse. All of these two groups have banded together to kill black people. You should look at this video here. You'll understand what I'm talking about. They're literally rounding up black people because they identify themselves as Arabs rather than being black. Yeah, because they are mixed. And most of these mixed races, they pick a superior race, quote unquote superior race. So they would, if they are mixed with half white and half black, they would prefer to be called white. And if these, it's the same thing to these Sudanese here. And most, I don't know, Afro-Arab nations, they rather consider themselves Arabs than black people. It's embarrassing to be a black man, you know. Now they're out here killing with no reason, rounding up black people and just killing them. And it's happening in Darfur as we speak. And of course, I've said, they don't care. People have proof. It's a digital world. People have proof. They don't care. They're just planning the future. You are just the useful idiots that go to fight their wars every freaking time, while all you had to do and say is no. That I won't go to kill my brother for nothing. Not for water, not for oil, not for nothing. How about I kill you for even suggesting that nonsense? But nah, we pick up our guns, we charge at each other for no reason at all. This whole situation over there is about two people, two idiots. That's what it is. Two idiots and their pride. Of course, the psyop continues. They don't even explain how can a virus leak from, I don't know, what do they call it, level 4 lab? People go in there with their own oxygen supply. These are the suits that they wear to operate on these viruses, right? It's like damn near impossible to leak something out of these labs. They are highly secure. Highly secure. So the only way that supposedly an agent could leak from there is if it was intentional. Okay, if only it was intentional. So they're alluding to the fact that it's a bioweapon. They're trying to convince you that it is still a lab leak, not a bioweapon that is being deployed from the sky against people here on Earth. They're still saying that it's a lab, that this virus jumped from China to Tanzania using aircraft and ships. That's the insanity that we are in. That's the science that we supposedly accept and find acceptable. While these people have killed one of our peoples, many of our peoples in Tanzania have died from their bioweapons. And the governments do nothing. The people who are supposed to protect them, They do nothing. So what do you think is gonna happen? A reckoning. Because we are gonna ask, yo, we gave you money. We gave you funding, yeah? We paid for your education. So as we can sleep peacefully at night, knowing that we are safe and that you are using your intellect and that this is important to you. That you'll be honest. If you fail to protect us in some way, then maybe you'll even insinuate that, yo, we need to, I don't know, we can't protect ourselves against these bioweapons, so we need to come up with something to, we need to do something. This is what I'm not hearing. Every time it's just me saying bioweapons, 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 and these people keep saying lab leaks, lab leaks, lab leaks, lab leaks. China, China, China. As if the Chinese people know anything about it. They are victims too. Don't you think Chinese people died or no? Everybody died from these bioweapons. So who is killing? So it's not about countries then. Who is killing all of us? Do you think? Who? There's a new species, a hidden species, trying to kill off humanity, and nobody's saying nothing about it. And in these big cycles, it is known. Even to some, it is known. But yo, there's something wrong with these people. They act suspect. All of their plans, and why are they so evil? Why are they so evil? Look at this. They're destroying. So they created this institution to collect these dogs so as they can cut off their reproductive organs and then just euthanize them if they're not bought for. Why don't you just leave them in the wild then? If you love animals so much, don't you think they will survive or not? I don't know about these dogs, since they are product of experimentation. You know, it's not a real dog, this one here. It's an experimentation. So this image of Traloc here, look at the nose. The nose is familiar and the teeth is for blood. So this is what they are, and this is what they're after. Blood and the energy within it. Okay, they can take the energy without the blood, or they can take both, blood and energy. Okay, how? They create systems that don't work for us. They suck our energy. They suck our efforts. We sweat. We work hard in these farms. Yeah. We come up with great ideas. They take them. They are vampires. Right? So what do you do to vampires? Before they suck on the adults, they'll go after the children. So we need to deal with them like the vampires they are, and not lie to ourselves that these people somehow just became nice over 1 year. In 1963, they just become poof, they become nice. They changed their mind, their heart just changed. We should stop kidding ourselves. Okay? So that's my 2 cents. Yeah. Woe to the Queen of Heaven. General Easy signing out. Bye.